Well, Ruth, first of all, I want to thank you for this time with us. You have a lot of fans in Brazil because nowadays we have a lot of online summits happening in Brazil, and all this started with Erico and your interview with him. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay.
Absolutely, and Erico is a wonderful guy. He's my friend, and I just think the world of him.
Oh, thank you. Bruno, do you want to ask you something?
Yes. How do you see the summit market around the world?
As we get more and more summits, it won't be as special to have a summit. But you have to keep in mind that in each niche, you might be the first summit. So it's not the hardest thing to copy, as you found out. And so if you're successful, there will be people copying you. However, there are many, many ways to differentiate yourself so that even if you have that challenge where people see what you're doing and then they go in and do the same thing or think that they're doing the same thing, you still have a chance to stay way ahead of them if your content is really good and if your marketing is really good.
So today your business model is with the online summit. It's just that, or you have or you have another business model. Could you talk with us?
Sure, we do both online summits as well as what I'll call solo courses.
Okay.
So solo course would be you just take one person and make a 6-week training program. Kind of like what you and your whole audience probably took with Erico's PLF.
Yes.
That's a solo course. You just have one teacher. And so we have several solo courses as well as several online summits.
Okay, and the online summits, they act as giving you more authority for these courses, yes? Oh no.
I don't know that they gave me more authority. I had a fair amount of authority already because for many years I had created conferences.
Okay.
I came into the online market having spent over 20 years producing conferences for practitioners. I'm a psychologist, and so we would hold the largest meeting of physicians and nurses and psychologists and social workers who were meeting on mind-body medicine. That's our particular niche. And so I had done that for many, many years. I don't think the online summits added to my authority so much, but here's what they did do. They added to my reach.
Okay.
You see, for a person to come to a conference, a face-to-face conference, they have to travel all the way across the country, perhaps across the world. And they'll do that for the sake of getting together with like-minded people. But there'll be always many people who can't do that. Yeah. And so when you do a summit, like at this point, our summits are, we use a free paid model. And if you want to take it for free, you have to listen at the time it's broadcast. We actually have the broadcast and 2 replay times. So there's 3 particular times you can listen, and that's it.
Okay.
And we got 10,000 people per week, like per webinar, would be watching the broadcasts, free, whether they were paid people or free people. So webinars absolutely extend your reach.
Yes.
And in a way that face-to-face meetings, you don't get 10,000 people. It's great to get 1,000 people to go to a face-to-face meeting.
When you do these online summits, how lectures and how webinars do you have per week? It's one each day. It's 3 days in a week.
There are many models that you can use.
Okay.
You can have a 1-week summit where you put out 2 things a day for a week, or you can have a 2-week summit. We use a 6-week program that puts only 1 thing out each week. Now, perhaps that's our market. We have practitioners. They're extremely busy people. I can't imagine asking them to participate 2 seminars a night.
And this is prepaid seminar or free?
Both.
No, they are free at that time, that specific
Free
time.
if you watch at the time it's broadcast.
Yes.
And if you pay for it, you can watch anytime you want.
Okay.
You know, because you get that part of what you're paying for are some extra things, but part of what you are paying for is the ability to have the downloads so that you can have the convenience to participate whenever it's right for you.
So you have one per week and about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yes, at nights.
I broadcast at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So if you are watching from California, you'd be watching at 2 in the afternoon. Hundreds of people, perhaps over 1,000, watch from that Pacific time zone.
Okay.
From they're in California and Washington and Oregon. But at any given broadcast, there are over 50 different countries, including your wonderful country of Brazil. But actually, we used to have Brazilian psychologists come to our face-to-face conference as well.
And do you have any specific strategy to sell the online seminar? You sell before it starts, or sell just during this, or sell after? How do you do with that?
So I do both, all of the above.
Okay.
And I think you need to in order to maximize your earnings. Figure it this way. If you're running a 6-week program, you're taking 6 weeks out of your marketing window. We don't do anything else.
Yes.
I mean, behind the scenes, we might be planning the next thing that we're going to do.
Okay.
But to the public, to our tribe, that is all they hear about is different offshoots of what that topic is about. So there'll be a pre-launch, the way Erica would have talked to you about with PLF. And then there'll be a week of selling with some special bonus if you get signed up, if you buy a gold subscription, which is what we call our premium market product. And you get a special bonus if you sign up for that before it starts. So we'll be plugging that a lot. And then throughout the program, we've got blog posts that are related to the topic. On Sundays, we've generally put out a mini video. We'll take the webinar, whoever the expert is next Wednesday, because that's the day we broadcast, 5 o'clock Wednesdays. Whoever the expert is, we'll make we'll find a portion that we think is good. Like, I'm talking about 3 minutes.
Okay.
We'll write an intro, a lead-in into that idea. We'll write an outro. So the lead-in will set up the piece. Why you should listen for the next 4 minutes. It's kind of a bargain with the viewer on YouTube. Pay attention to this for 4 minutes, and you're going to get X, Y, and Z for your time. Nice. And then it will roll into the portion we picked, and then when that's done at the end, it'll say, something about, if you like this, you can hear a whole thing. If you come on Wednesday, it's going to cover this, and we'll put out the agenda and so forth. So we'll put that up on our blog and on YouTube. So we're getting publicity that way.
Yeah.
We've got lots of extra things that we give the gold subscriber. We've got, and this is what you need to do. If you end up with so many people in your country doing summits that you're actually starting to have competition in your niche.
Yes,
a lot.
Then you need to find ways to be better than everybody else. And one of the ways to be better than everyone else is to make your transcript better. Lots of people will transcribe the interview, but they won't take the trouble to make a good transcript. So it'll just be dense copy that hasn't been edited whatsoever. And you really need to edit the transcript in order to make it readable. And, with paragraph breaks and call-out boxes and so forth.
Something like an ebook.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And So we will show a portion of that, or we've got many things that we give to the gold subscribers.
And the audios?
They get audios, they get links to the videos. We don't make hard copy, we don't mail them something.
Okay.
They get MP3s, MP4s, PDFs, and so forth. But what I'm talking about is thinking about what they need. So, for instance, we'll create a quick start guide, and it will just pull out the nuggets from the webinar. 8 different learning segments.
Yes.
And it will summarize it. And it will say page 12 on your transcript. So that it will, if you were, let's say you're a social worker or a nurse or a physician, and you want to find where was that in the transcript. I know they talked about this one part. A transcript's going to be 25 pages long because our webinars are going to be an hour long. So that quick start guide would help you find it, and we would always tell you where in the transcript to go look. You could even put the timestamp of where in the video to queue up your video, your MP4, to find that spot. So you're thinking about, like when we thought about it, what we said is, our people don't, they're busy. How can we save their time? How can we make this information so valuable and so easy to consume that they'll get involved in the ideas right away? Because if a person buys it from you and then never uses it, the chances that they're going to buy it again are much lower.
Yes, you made an effort to transform this prospect in a client, and you can lose this client.
Yes. And you know that you could, if you do a good job, you could sell to them over and over and over again, because each year you've got different material. But if they haven't used what they bought last year, let's say they bought it and they intended to use it, but life took over and they never got around to it, then the chance of them getting to buy again, goes down.
Oh, yes.
So if we can make it easy for them to get involved with, that they can jump off at any point and get involved in the ideas. And if the ideas matter to, in our case, to their practice, to the patient. What I always tell a speaker is, I want something that you can use with Mrs. Jones tomorrow. The hypothetical client that you're going to see tomorrow. I want you to learn something in this webinar that you're going to be able to use tomorrow.
I realize in our summits that the people... acabou do problema? Just a minute. Okay? I realize in our online summits that people who buy more is the people who watch the seminars. It happens to you, this also?
Yes, some of them do. There are other ways to get people buying more. Like, you want to get a lot of comments on your comment boards. You want to have high quality comments. So on any given summit night, there'll be 60, 80 comments. And the next day, we will send out a broadcast bringing people back to the comment board. Maybe we'll be mentioning a few of the comments to draw them in, to get them to go back and read about them. So I'm looking to have a dialogue with other practitioners about, about ideas that psychologists talk to each other
and the
about.
Feeling of belonging, yes?
Yes.
We are seeing something about that now, yes?
Yes, absolutely, Bruno.
And I think in Brazil there is no online summit with this model that you use, that one lecture per week. Usually people do in a week. I think using that the urgency. Yeah, so that's why I'm curious to see how you sell this. And the price is always the same, or you rise the price along the
We have increased the price once. We were 147 and we increased the price to 197. And I think about increasing the price again. The price if you buy after the whole thing is over, price goes up $200. It doubles in price. And people do buy it at that price. We sell it that way all year long, and people buy it at that price. So that's a built-in urgency to buy it now before the price goes up.
And a perfect time to sell something for these leads, it's after the online 2 weeks, 3 weeks after. Do you realize that? We test it in Brazil, and when the summit ends, 2 or 3 weeks after, it's the perfect time to sell something. Yes, and usually we make more money on the sale after the online than with the summit.
That's interesting.
Yes, I don't know. Ruth, what could you say for the people who are starting now and they want to do an online summit, the things that they must realize and attend to? It's difficult, I don't know, some insights that you could...
Sure. If you're starting out, think about a topic that you're passionate about, that you know something about, and find out what the people in that niche are hungry to learn more about. And then when you create, like we pre-record all our webinars.
Yes.
The reason that's important, there's a few reasons. One is that allows us to edit the whole thing, the videos, the audios, and everything. So, if something goes wrong, it's not the end of the world because we can stop it and fix it and go back.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so we pre-record it. Another reason that we pre-record it is allows us to. It's easier to get a speaker that way. If you're writing to a speaker and you say, "I'll do it at your convenience," it's very different than saying, "I need you to do it at 5 o'clock on Wednesdays." So that allows us to persuade somebody that might otherwise say, "No, I don't want to." Well, at this point, it's pretty easy for us to get a speaker because speakers are really excited to have 10,000 people listening to their ideas. So as we grew in numbers, the effort it takes to get the speakers you want goes down.
Yes.
And so pre-recording helps, but being prepared. I am far more prepared now for a webinar than I was the first time I did it. The first time I did it, I didn't have anywhere near enough questions planned and thought through. What I would recommend is that you develop multiple questions and then be prepared to put them aside and go with the flow. Do you understand that concept?
Yes.
Go with the flow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. But you always have your agenda to go back to in the middle of the webinar.
So you don't get lost.
Right.
Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bruno, do you want to say
No,
something
it's
more?
great.
Ruth, I want to thank you so much. I think Brazilian will like a lot. Thank you very much for being here with us, okay?
Just saying hello to all of you. Good for you for all of the people who are starting out creating webinar summits and so forth. You have important things to share with the world, certainly with the people in your country, the people in your tribe. So believe in yourself, get started and do it. You'll get better as you go along. Just get going. And good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. It was very nice. Thank you.
I hope it came out okay. I hope
it was great. Sorry about the time, yes, but